Hello guys, good day to everyone. Today we will try to discuss how to model this shown. So this can be done by using extrude command. So let us open Creo and we will discuss how to do this. The first step what we are going to do is setting the working directory. Let us choose select working directory. So I have Creo model drive where I save my all files. When I click, I will create a new folder. So this comes under SX3B. We click OK. So now it has successfully created that working directory. Let me click new. In part, I will uncheck this use default template. Give a part name. Click OK. Choose millimeter as a unit. You can choose any of this. So once you enter into this, so you can able to see this drive. So now we will try to model one by one. The first thing is we will try to model this part. So this outside part. So if I look at this, so just view in different views. So the first view, you can able to see this is your part here. In the top view, it is here. And in the side view, it is here. Look at these drawings and identify its dimensions. If you look at this, it's a square. The size of the square is 53 into 2 because it is symmetrical. So it has to be 53 into 2. And then corner, it has a radius of 10. If they mention this as 4x, it means that the radius is for all the corners. Let me do that. So as per the rules, we have to draw only symmetrically so that you will get a proper modeling. So let me click extrude, select the front, click this sketch view. Here I will just put a rectangle. I will draw a rectangle so that it is crossing all the corners. So the dimension of the rectangle is known, which is 53 into 2. So this has to be 53. This should also be 53. This is 53 into 2, which is 106. And this is also 106. So once we complete this, now let us concentrate on the fillet. So we have fillet here. Let us go for circular trim fillet. Let me select this. Select the corners. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know that all this will have same radius. So either you can double click and change the radius of each of this, or I will create a constraint so that all this is having same radius. Let me do that. So let me click this equal to constraint. Select the radius of all the six. 1, 2. So it shows E1, right? Similarly, 3, 4. So now you can able to see that the dimensions has been removed and it shows some value. Other than this, there is only one radius, which means if I change the values of this radius, it will change the entire sketch. Now let us go to this. So it is radius 10. So double click, change it to 10. So I can able to see that all this has been changed to 10. So the next step is let us think about the thickness. So thickness can be viewed in the top view, which is 12, which is mentioned here. You click OK. So the thickness is 12. So this completes the first simple model. Let me click OK. Now we will concentrate on the next part. We have rules. The first rule is it has to be symmetrical. The second rule is complete all the additional operation and then we can go for subtraction operation. So let us complete all the addition operation. What are the other addition operation? Now let us think about this cylinder. So the cylinder is having up to this depth. So look at this cylinder in all the three views. So the cylinder is here. It shows radius. So the radius is 22. That is the radius of your circle. Then the cylinder If you look at this side, there is no dimension with respect to the top view. But in the side view, they mention this 108. So the 108 is along with this 12. So we have to subtract this 12. So I will draw a cylinder at the center and extrude it for 108 minus 12. We proceed. Go to extrude now. Select the surface. Go to sketch view. Now draw a circle at the center. So the radius of the circle is 22, whereas the diameter will be 22 into 2, which is 44. Now when we click OK, the extrusion here has to be 108 minus 12. So this is your extrusion. So once it is over, let me click OK. Now we'll go for the next step. The next step is you can able to see there are two rectangles which is projected here, this one and this one. But if you see the thickness of these two rectangles, it is different. So we can't model this as a single one. So we have to do two extrudes because we have to give two different depths. So first we will try to model the first one, which is this. So we will concentrate on this one. So let us look at the other views. So when you look at this view in the front view, so you can able to see this dimension. So it shows 30. So the dimension which is mentioned is 30. In this view, the other view, there is no dimension indicating any of this. Whereas if I go to the top view, you can able to see this one is extruded for 76. And this rectangle should be up to 32. So this is the dimension which is given. So let us concentrate on drawing this particular rectangle. And of course, this rectangle has to be symmetrical at the center. Again, we'll go for extrude. Select the circular surface at the top. So this is where we are going to extrude. Let me click this. Sketch view. Now, draw a rectangle here. Once I come out of the command, it shows some dimensions. Let us look at the dimensions. The first one it is indicating is 30. Let us concentrate on the 30. So this has to be 30. So this has to be half of it, which is 50. So the next step is, if you look at the diagram, so the depth here it is mentioned as 32. So from here to the center, it is mentioned as 32. Let us proceed that. So I will create a dimension. So from here to the bottom of this, we create a dimension by clicking the middle mouse button. So this has to be 32. The extrude depth is 76. I'll try to mark 76. I click OK. So if you look, when you just rotate and see, the extrusion is on this direction. It has to be in opposite direction. So click this particular arrow. So it is flip. So here the depth has to be 72. So let me click OK. Now we will concentrate on the next square. This square. So the depth of the square will be same as like this. So when you look at this particular shape, so you have that length which is 30, which is indicated here, but it is tangential to this arc. It is going straight to it and then it is projecting like that. So we have to mark accordingly. And if you look at the top view, it is mentioned as it is at a distance of 32. So now let us go for another extrude. Click extrude. Select this surface. Go to sketch view. Now I will draw a rectangle. So somewhere here, something like this. Once I done this, let me create a tangential constraint. Click tangential. So it has to be tangent with respect to this and this. It has to be tangent, so it is mentioned as a tangent value. Now the distance here has to be 30. is indicated, and the dimension from here to the center, it has to be 32. This is also marked. So when you do that, you can able to see that few things has been extruded out. So after the circle, which is not given in the diagram. So what we do, we will reduce this. So we will reduce this by entering this value. So let me consider this value as 35 or 30. So 30 it is indicating here. So which is removing. So or I can do, I can create a dimension from here to here. I'll make it as 0. So instead of this 32, let me delete this 32, give this as 0. So it will start from here. So now let us look about the depth of this. So the depth is around 57. Let us draw. Let me click OK. Change the direction. The depth has to be 57. So this is our extruded object. Let me click OK. Now, if you look at the diagram, it is mentioned as radius pi for 2 times. It indicates there is a fillet at 2 corner edges. Let me proceed with that. So let us create a round. First corner is this. Select this edge. This has to be radius 5. Click OK. The second one is this corner. We create another round. Select this as a corner. This edge as another part. This also should be radius 5. Now we will try to concentrate on going for the other operations. So till now we completed all our additional operations. Now let us go for inserting some holes. The first thing is, let us try to put a hole at the center for a particular diameter. So the hole for this center is like this, which is completing, it's having a sharp edge hole. So to create this hole, we are going to use hole command. Let us proceed. To make a hole, let me click hole, select on this particular surface. To better understand this, let me give this in the front view properly. Let me click this, go to front view. So you can able to see there are two red lines which has to indicate the location of the hole. So let me locate this with respect to x-axis, with respect to y-axis. So it gives some values. So let me double click and change it to 0. So x-axis has to be 0 and y-axis should also be 0. Now you can able to see that the hole is at the center. Now let us concentrate on the dimension of this particular hole. So the dimension of this is it is having a diameter of 25. It is having a diameter of 25 and there is a symbol here. So this indicates it is having a depth of 82. So the diameter of this is 25 and the depth is 82. When you look at this particular diagram, let me change this to hidden. So when you look at this view, so the hole what we produce is a flat hole. So but we need a sharp hole, so which is a drilled one. So you can able to see it here in the profile. So it's not flat, it has to be drilled. Select this. So now you can able to see there is a drill type hole here. So as given in the figure. So there is nothing else to change, only 25 and 82. Only we are changing from flat to drill. So that's complete this particular hole operation. And we click OK. Change it to a normal view. The next step is we are going to put a rectangular hole here, which is mentioned here. So this rectangular hole is having a particular depth. So the depth of that rectangular hole is shown here in a hidden line, which is 50. So let us draw this hole rectangle. So this has to be done by using an extrude command. Go to extrude, select this surface, click sketch view, draw a rectangle. So now it shows some dimensions. So for better view, I will change this to hidden line so you can able to see the dimensions. So these are the dimensions. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Here it shows that from the depth is 6. Let us proceed 6, and this one is 19. So this is 19. Double click, change it to 19. This has to be 6. Double click and change it to 6. From this corner to this, it has to be 34. Let us specify that. So create a dimension from this corner to this. It has to be 34. Specify. The depth from here to here, it is given as 5.5. So to create a dimension, let me create a dimension. So from here to here, it has to be 5.5. When I give, it comes out of this. So I should give a negative 5.5. Double click, give it as a minus 5.5. So that it goes to the top. So now the dimension is specified properly. Only thing is I have to give the depth. So if I check the depth is 50 mm, which is specified here. Changing this to shader. Click OK. Instead of extrusion, let me flip the direction. Click the flip direction here. So the depth has to be 50. So automatically it has selected remove material, which means it will be removing the material on that particular location. So that is correct. So we have done that. So it is properly removing it. Let me click OK. We'll proceed with this top two holes. So you can able to see there are two holes on the top of this. So 1 and 2. So both has a diameter of 12 and it is at a distance of 32. Let us mention it and we will mark that. This hole also can be done by using a normal extrude operation because it is flat only. Now we'll go to the top of this, click extrude, select this surface, top surface, sketch view. When you look here at the center, it is marked as two circles. So we already have the center line here. So we'll draw two circles here. So 1, 2. When I move, it shows equal to symbol. It means that both the circles are having equal diameter. So the diameter has to be 12. Depth. So from here to here, it should have a distance of 16. This distance has to be 44. Select from center to center. This has to be 44. So now let me click OK. Look at the figure. So it is adding the material. So change, and the direction is also wrong. Change the direction. So when I change the direction, it creates a hole. We don't know what is the depth. So there is an option here. Instead of this, giving a dimension with respect to this. So you can go able to click here. You go to up to next surface. There is something under to next. When I select this, it creates a hole up to this next surface. No need to give any dimension with respect to this. We click OK. We will try to create these two holes, which is the diameter of 10. To create that hole, again, we are going to use only extrude command. When we click extrude, select this particular surface, sketch view. Draw two circles. So the distance between these two circles has to be 25 and this distance has to be 11. We create, so from here, it has to be 11. From here to here, it has to be 25. If you look at this, circle should be at the center of this. So it is mentioned as 15. So create a dimension from here to this, or I will go like this. Let me create a dimension from here to this corner. It has to be 50. So this part is also over. So let me click OK. Again, it is adding a material, change the direction. Either you can click here or you can click this arrow. Let me click this. It selected remove material and it is removing fully, but we need up to the next surface. Change it to up to next. So it is removing only that particular part. So we click OK. Now the last part is I have to create a hole at this four locations: location 1, location 2, location 3, and similarly the backside location 4. Let us look at the dimensions with respect to that hole. So when you look at here, so it is mentioned here clearly. So the small hole is having a depth of a diameter of 10, and the bigger hole is having a diameter of 15, and the depth of that bigger hole is 3. That is what it is indicated there. And what is the location with respect to that? If you look at that, so the location here is at a distance of 15 on all the sides. So you can able to see here, this is 15, that is the dimension with respect to this, and 15 with respect to this. Let us proceed. Click hole, select any one side. Let me change this to a particular, let me change this to a front view. Let me specify this to one end and this to the other end. Both should be 15. So this has to be 15. This has to be 15. So let me select this drill hole. So select this counter bore. Like, and now I have to mention the diameters of these things. Now the diameter of the hole is 10 and 15. This hole indicates the diameter 10. When you go to the shape, you can able to see the other diameter. This diameter has to be 15. And the depth it is mentioned as 3. Select it as 3. So when you do that, you can able to see. So the depth is 3, the diameter is 15, and this diameter is 10. So it has to be a full hole. No need to worry about the depth. Any depth we can specify, which is more than the depth of the particular shape. So when you look at this, the entire thing has been removed. So let me click OK. So once this part is over, so now we will try to make this same on the other sides. So there is an option called as pattern, so which we will learn later. Now we will use mirror command to do that. Let me select this particular hole, click mirror, select any one of the mirror plane, click OK. So it creates on the other side. Now let us select both of this, the mirrored one and the hole of this. I click mirror again, select it with respect to this, then click OK. So now you are able to see it has created in all the sides. To check this, now it has been completed. All the modeling and holes which has been given in the diagram is done. Try to understand the diagram and model in step-by-step process. Thank you.